So Notre Dame Prep High School in Scottsdale, Arizona. Welcome to 2026 Boys High School Lacrosse. It's the semifinal action as Notre Dame Prep. The Saints take on Corona del Sol, the Aztecs out of Tempe. Hi, everybody. I'm Eric Anderson along with Brian Patillo, Jeff Lowry. About 80 degrees out here in North Scottsdale. Notre Dame is the number 2 seed. They're 10-1 on the season. Recently, last Friday, they beat Boulder Creek 8-7 in overtime. Their only loss coming March 3rd at Brophy, 13-7. The number 3 seed, Corona, they are 8-3. The only time these two teams met back on February 27th, Notre Dame winning 12-6. So, Brian, your thoughts on the ball game?
Yeah, well, first of all, what a great night here for lacrosse. Just a beautiful night here in the desert. Great view in this facility here at Notre Dame, and I'm excited for this game. Two teams that I think are pretty evenly matched. We should have a good one here tonight. You mentioned their game earlier in the season. It's been a long way from there. Notre Dame escaping that close one with Boulder Creek. So this is an exciting matchup, and I'm looking forward to this game here tonight.
Yeah, Corona del Sol, their last ball game last Friday, they beat Higley 13-11. And the only losses for Corona on the season against Brophy, 19-2 they lost. Notre Dame Prep and Boulder Creek. Brophy is the top dog in this entire thing. They have won 4 straight titles. Brophy tonight, they are playing Desert Vista and winning that ball game. And Brophy really the top dog around here. The winner of this ball game will probably play Brophy.
Yep, that's what it looks like right now. You never want to count a team out, so we'll see. We'll give you some updates on that game. We've got another stream going on there, so we should be able to check the score there. But looking like that's the case so far, so we'll see who comes out of this matchup here. I'm excited and getting ready for that good game Friday night that we'll have. But we'll get started here as we've got the PA announcer just announcing some of our starting lineups. I think we're going to have an anthem, it looks like, maybe.
And the head coach for the Saints is Chris Malone, and the head coach for Corona, we talked about him. The entire staff is Joe Peterson, Kobe Brown. Peter Ravanelli goes by PJ. He was a champion at Chaparral in 2011, assisted by Tony Waltenberg and Trevor Drake. But PJ, you're familiar with him.
Yeah, he's been a face out here before. This is his 3rd season here with Corona, and previously was an assistant coach under Desert Vista and a competitive team there. So excited to see how he continues to do here. The team's gotten better in his years of coaching here, and we're excited for this game again. Sorry, it's a little loud. We got a loud PA announcer over here. I don't know if that's coming across on the stream, so apologies to everyone while these announcements go on.
Notre Dame Prep in the white and the purple, then Corona on the other side in the dark brown and the gold. Tentatively, the starters for Notre Dame Prep. Face-off, it's generally been Johnny Ward, wearing number 15, a sophomore, the goaltender Braden Pulaski. Attackmen, Austin Bush, Nick Sampson, Luke Cannigan. Midfielders, Caden Casey, one of the captains. Johnny Ward, 15, Lawrence Pulaski. Matt Higby, one of the top members of the squad for the Saints. Chris Misselbeck and Andrew Stayer, the defensemen. For Corona, the face-off man has been Kazdan Matzler. Goaltender Dominic Baker. The attackmen from Corona, Wyatt Goyette, number four, Connor Kirkhard. Evan Dunn, attackmen for Corona. Here's our national anthem from Notre Dame Prep High School.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering us as the Notre Dame Prep community. Watch over all athletes, coaches, officials, and spectators today. Keep everyone safe from harm. Watch over all athletes, coaches, officials, spectators, and everyone today. Help us to live out the 3 R's that guide us in Notre Dame Prep. Reverence, as we honor you with our gifts and play with our graceful hearts. Respect, as we treat teammates, opponents, and officials with fairness and dignity. And responsibility, as we represent our school with integrity and give our best in every moment. May this competition strengthen our teamwork, deepen our character, and bring glory to you. We ask this through Christ, our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Lady Patroness of Notre Dame, pray for us. Please remain standing for the national anthem.
So the winner of this ball game will play in the championship game on Friday night, which is May 1st at Arcadia. It'll be the winner between Brophy and Desert Vista. Brophy's been fantastic for many years. They're 11-0, and you said that Brophy is winning that ball game early on tonight.
Yeah, early lead. We'll try to keep some score updates on for that one. And our game Friday will also be streamed here on APN Video. So if you're not able to get over to Arcadia High School for that game starting at 7 o'clock on Friday, May 1st, then please feel free to join us here again. And we'll be calling that game as well. So let's see what we have here tonight as we get the players starting to come out now and get ready to kick this game off.
And we were talking about the ball game earlier last Friday where Notre Dame Prep had to come from behind against Boulder Creek to win in overtime 8-7. Were you a little bit surprised at that?
Yeah, well, I think Notre Dame being the number 2 seed and certainly with their only regular season loss coming to Brophy, think that surprised a lot of people when you look at that score. Having to come behind at the end, good testament to their ability and their coaching and those players stepping up in big moments there. Good battle by Boulder Creek to make that game as competitive and exciting as it was. And that could be a good thing for a team like Notre Dame that gets a little battle tested and they come over a hill like that. That could be momentum, and they're going to look at it that way. You know what? It doesn't matter if we won by 1 goal or 10 goals. We were able to get it done. We're going to feel better about that going into this game. We're not going to look at it as, oh, that was a close one. It shouldn't have been. And I expect them to carry that momentum as they get started here.
It's 4 12-minute quarters. There's no shot clock. So, Brian, have you seen in high school that they can really kind of stall quite a bit?
Yeah, you'll see a little more, I think, settled offense. We were talking before this game started that there is some differences in some of the high school rules across our states. Right now, we're still playing a little more of that older style without shot clocks, but we should have an exciting game here. I'm excited to see, and these are 2 great face-off players. You mentioned their names before we were going through the list, so this is a matchup to keep an eye on as this game gets going. Both of them will be competing at a top level here, and whoever comes out on top and the coaching strategy that goes along with these face-offs is going to be a big key today.
Johnny Ward, a sophomore, wearing number 15 for the Saints. He'll be going against Kasdan Matzler for Corona. Corona in those maroon uniforms in the white Notre Dame Prep. 4 12-minute quarters and set to get things underway for Notre Dame Prep. And the ball game is underway. It is scooped up here on the near side. Taking it is Ward, Johnny Ward. And it is Notre Dame Prep ball out on the left side. It is Caden Casey.
Yeah, and I think that was actually Caden Casey who took that face off there. So he's a kind of a little bit of a doodle midfield. You'll see him do some other things. So they might be changing up a bit of their approach here. We'll start with Notre Dame on offense.
They've changed a lot of guys. It'd be Brown, Casey, or Ward doing the face-offs, and this goes out of bounds here on the near side. It's retrieved over here by Nick Sampson. 11:30 just underway, 4 12-minute quarters. So, again, no shot clock, and it is Notre Dame Prep ball.
Yeah.
On the move is Sampson. He fires a little bit high, and it is scooped up by Corona and Ronan Bird.
Yeah, that was close. Beat the goalie, goes off the crossbar there. No slide set up with that defense. He's able to get in, get that shot from up close.
And it's Corona ball over here on the near side. Harrison Reshitar. And that ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Corona ball. Reshitar to bring it in for Corona up the right side. Just underway, over in the right corner to Kirkhart. Connor Kirkhart, and that ball is fired. It is saved by Notre Dame Prep. Braden Pawleski. Pawleski, a junior, the goaltender for Notre Dame Prep. Prep back the other way. Up on the right alley. And that ball gets away on the far side from Austin Bush, one of the attack men. Bush, one of the sophomores for Notre Dame Prep. 10:35 remaining in the opening quarter. Fight for the ball. And grabbing is Dominic Baker, the goaltender for Corona. Quickly back the other way, and Corona.
Good defense there by Corona, not letting an easy clear happen, pressing out a bit, putting pressure on the offense, causing that turnover before Notre Dame can get set.
Flanagan on the right side. Now Corona, the Aztecs down low. Pawleski, the goaltender. Braden Pawleski, the goaltender for the Saints. He is a junior. So Corona tosses it around here to the near side. They get it to Connor Kirkhart.
Yeah, starting out a little bit of a circle offense here, moving the ball around. taking their time to get set up. We'll probably see them perhaps shift into another set when they get ready to attack here.
What do you think of not having? I'm so used to doing college lacrosse and having a shot clock, but there is none.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting? I'm getting old. I'm getting up there in age. I never played with a shot clock, so for me, I'm like, this is the same. This is what I grew up with, but it does create a little difference there.
Corona with the ball, and that knocked away Wyatt Goyette, and it hit the pipe, and it's quickly back the other way for Notre Dame Prep.
Good bounce shot there, and that looked like it found a pipe also. So early on, 2 shots, 1 from each team. Getting past the goalie, but they find iron.
Notre Dame Prep back across the middle. On the move, it is Stayer. He shoots and misses to the right.
It was a good fast break opportunity there. Notre Dame having some numbers. We'll see them now take it out from X and get set up into their offense with some substitutions.
Cannigan will bring it in for Notre Dame Prep. 9 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. No score. 4 12-minute quarters. The Saints with the ball.
I'm excited to see the strategy here between the coaches and what they do as well. We'll talk, I'm sure, throughout the game about them, but 2 of are good, experienced coaches.
And that shot gets away here to the near side, retrieved over here by Sampson. He picks it up. Saints remain possession on defense is Richardson. And that shot misses to the right that time by Sampson. Sampson, an attack man. Notre Dame Prep remains with the ball. They are 10-1 on the season. Their only loss coming March 3rd at Brophy, 13-7. Some substitutions early on. Saints with the ball. They get it inside. It's knocked away. Race for the ball here on the near side. The ground ball is picked up by Corona and Burrow. Quickly back the other way is Wilson. Ground ball is picked up by Bush for Notre Dame Prep off to Sampson.
That was a great play by a defenseman. Too often you see players not tied to their attackman. You give him a little easy pass. That time he's right on him, disrupts it, gets the ground ball, and gets a clear.
St. Clair with the ball up top for the Saints. Working on Burrow. 7:53 and ticking, no score here in the opening quarter. Saints with the ball. That shot is just off the mark to the right by Sampson, and it goes out of bounds. And Saints will retain possession. 7:47 remaining in the opening quarter. No score. Are you surprised there hasn't been any score?
A little bit, but we've seen some chances. You know, we mentioned those 2 off the pipe, so they're definitely getting some looks here. Neither team able to bury it, though, yet. There was no slide.
Shot back out top, gets past Cucci and back over midfield. It is scooped up. Notre Dame Prep, it'll be Corona ball.
Yeah, and that will be over and back. We do have that still.
How big are the rule change, other than the shot clock between high school and college?
Right now, and I would say between the rule set we have, that's probably just the biggest change. I don't think there's really going to be anything too significant at these levels we're used to seeing. Again, I mentioned the old days. There's definitely some changes from back when I played. The game's been a lot faster. You don't have sideline horns for substitutions and things like that. Everything's on the fly.
Garcia on the move. Corona with the ball. That inside, and that is scored that time by Connor Kirkhart. Kirkhart gets a score for Corona, and they lead it 1-0. 6:56 remaining in the opening quarter.
Great inside look, initiating the offense there. And just kind of backdoor cut, defenseman on the crease, kind of caught ball watching. Great feed and good finish in tight.
Caden Casey, I believe he was the face-off on the first one against Kasdan Matzler for Corona. 1-0 in favor of Corona. 6:56 remaining in the opening quarter. They've been rotating. That is Caden Casey, and he scoops up the ground ball. It is Notre Dame Prep ball. Casey off to the races down the left side. Being guarded over there by Bird.
Oh, they got numbers here if he pushes it. Great shot.
That shot on goal by Matt Higbee. Higbee scores. It is tied at 1. 6:42 remaining in the opening quarter. Higbee going to Hofstra out on Long Island.
Yeah,
He's a
there
junior.
we go. Good Hofstra, the home of the former Flying Dutchman. I think I've talked about him on some streams. My dad, an alumnus from there, played lacrosse back in the day, and there were some Brophy players who went over there. But I just want to say that's a great heads-up play there. I mentioned they kind of had numbers, just bad substitution a bit, gave them a numbers advantage, and that's a great bounce shot. For all the kids watching at home, high bounce shot, tucks it right under the crossbar. Great goal.
And Matzler, it'll be Corona ball off to the right side. McConnell has it, and they get it over here to the near side to Kirkhart. He had the lone goal for Corona. 6:30 and ticking here in the opening quarter. We're tied at 1. Good pressure from Notre Dame Prep here on the near side. That ball goes out of bounds. Great pressure here on the near side by Johnny Ward of Notre Dame Prep. Back out on the right side, the Saints with the ball. We're tied at 1, 6:15 remaining in the opening quarter. Back out top to Caden Casey. Casey over here to the near side to Nick Sampson. Back behind to Canigan. Canigan on the move. We're tied at 1, 5:55 remaining in the opening quarter. Here on the near side is Sampson spinning. And that shot is on goal that time. Shot is on goal. It is Preston Cucci. It is 2-1 in favor of Notre Dame Prep. 5:46 remaining in the opening quarter.
Good offensive set, just cutting down the wing and gets a good angle. The defender's a little bit, half a step behind, so he catches it with his right hand and puts it past the goalie. A tight shot there, so great shot, great feed to hit that guy on the run, put the ball exactly where he needed it for that quick shot.
Johnny Ward will be the face-off man for the Saints right now against Kasdan Matzler. 2-1 in favor of the Saints, 5:46 remaining in the opening quarter. Ground ball, it's still loose and scooped up here on the near side by Corona. And over here it's Rowan Bird. So Corona trying to tie things up. They're down 2-1 here, 5:28 remaining in the opening quarter. 4 12-minute quarters, no shot clock here at Notre Dame Prep. Corona slows things up. Back out top to Flanagan.
Getting their offense set here. They're in a 1-3-2 look. But very spread out, trying to create some space here.
Corona trying to set up a play as they toss it around, slowing things
This
up.
is a mismatch here, short stick invert, so they're going to attack here.
They toss it inside, and the ground ball is picked up by Notre Dame Prep and Misselbrook. Christopher Misselbrook picks up the ground ball and off to the left side.
Well defended by Notre Dame, recognizing the invert. They get set up in their defense. They slide very early there. I'm sure that's part of their coaching strategy. Well defended.
Ball pops loose, picked up by Notre Dame Prep. Driscoll has the ball here on the near side. 4:22 and ticking in the opening quarter, 2-1 in favor of Notre Dame Prep as they try to set up a play. Sampson here on the near side. Back out top.
Always open.
Got it
what
inside,
a save.
and that shot was Ross back, and it's knocked away by the goaltender, Dominic Baker.
Great save inside, open guy, and he closes the door on him.
St. Clair with the ball. Now they get it over to the far side. Spinning. It is Bush on the far side. Over here to the near side, Sampson on the move.
It was a good slide before, a good recovery, good team defense by the Corona As.
Sampson, he fires, and it is saved by Dominic Baker. A nice save. Corona back the other way. It is McConnell being harassed. Ball got knocked away, some good contact. Ball was loose. Scooped up by McConnell and Corona, no penalties. Some good contact, and that ground ball is picked up by Notre Dame Prep. And again, now that is lost.
Yeah, a little helter-skelter over here. Nobody able to gain possession. This clock should still be, the refs counting his arms. It should be a failure to advance. Oh, they're going to get a push. Okay.
2:59 remaining in the opening quarter. 2-1 in favor of Notre Dame Prep. Goals by Higbee and Cucci. Corona's lone goal.
Good defense there. Good ride. Gets a quick turnover. That'll settle things down here. Corona will have some time and space.
Corona with the ball. It's Flanagan out on the right side. Flanagan guarded by Ward. Flanagan down the right side. They get it back to Kirkhart. He had the lone goal, and Reshitar, and then out top to Bird. Left side to Wyatt Goyette, one of the top goal guys. He scored 2 goals against Notre Dame Prep when they played earlier in the season.
Yeah, and same strategy here. Spaced out, move the ball around, get your players on. Corona being very diligent in their approach on offense.
Again, no shot clock, which of us doing college all year, it's strange not to be looking at a shot clock. 2 minutes and ticking in the opening quarter, 2-1 in favor of Notre Dame Prep. Out on the left side is Bird. Bird on the move.
They are trying to invert again. You can see behind, off the ball, Notre Dame trying to shut that player off, and then he chooses to come off of him here.
Up top, and that shot behind the back by Evan Dunn, and it misses to the left, but it was he wasn't looking at the goal, quite a shot, but he missed it left.
Yeah, a little behind the back action. Sometimes not a bad choice if you need to get it off and your hands are tied up. Oh, good play there.
Corona with the ball, that knocked away, attempt by Rowan Bird.
It was a good pick and no slide. Good shot that ends up also, I think, going off the crossbar there.
Minute 28 remaining in the opening quarter, 2-1 in favor of Notre Dame. Corona with the ball, Reshitar out on the right side, back up top to Garcia. Corona works it left. $80 degrees, beautiful weather here. Should be enjoying it. Minute remaining in the quarter, 2-1 in favor of Notre Dame Prep.
Not an invert here, but attacking from X behind the cage again.
Corona on the move. It's Goyette.
Oh, good defense
Goyette fires,
there.
misses. Gobbled up over here by Dunn. It is scooped up by Notre Dame Prep and Higbee up the right side. Higbee on the move. Over here to the near side to Sampson. Back out top to Higbee. 30 seconds on the game clock here in the opening quarter. 2-1 Notre Dame Prep. Casey out on the top side, then back to Sampson. They'll probably work towards a last shot. 20 seconds and ticking in the quarter.
Yeah, I agree with that. Probably take their time.
Nick Sampson out top.
Good spot to dodge here on the short stick.
3 seconds. Are they going to get a shot off? They will not.
Took a little too much time there.
We're going to take a break here after 1 quarter. It is 2-1, Saints leading Corona. And welcome back, everybody. Eric Anderson along with Brian Patillo, Jeff Lowry. Just about set to start the second quarter. It's 4 12-minute quarters. It is 2-1 in favor of Notre Dame Prep on goals by Higbee and Kuthi. And, or I should say Cucci, beg your pardon, Preston Cucci, and Kirkhart with a lone goal for Corona. So we switch ends. Your thoughts?
Yeah, close game right now. I think both teams feeling each other out, being a little deliberate on offense. A couple goals and at least one goal in a fast break situation. We've seen a couple pipes, so there's been some more scoring chances than goals. And we'll see how this game continues here as we kick off the second quarter.
Caden Casey, he goes against, that time it's Kirkhart. Kirkhart wins the battle for Corona. Out on the right side is Bird. Corona down 2-1, 11:48 remaining in the first half. Over the right side, it is Wyatt Goyette, one of the top scorers for Corona. He had 2 goals against Notre Dame Prep in that ball game back when the two teams played February 27th, Notre Dame winning 12-6.
And again, same thing here. Corona starting out in that circle set, creating a lot of space, working into a 1-3-2, but very spaced out. And Notre Dame content to stay in their defensive set. We're going to see an invert here again, so we'll see what Notre Dame does. Typically, they're coming into a zone-type look now behind where you have the short stick defending here. We saw this before of an early slide. Let's see what they do.
Reshitar being guarded by Casey. Now Stayer gets over there and back to Goyette.
Yeah, so right away, early slide being the approach here and that invert. Broken stick.
Casey had a broken stick, and now Goyette moves inside. Being harassed big time. Goyette fires, and he gets the goal. Goyette scoring, and we are tied at 2. 10:46 remaining in this first half. Broken stick.
Yeah, you don't see that too often. And not to take away from Corona, who obviously was able to score there, but they get a benefit of some luck with a broken stick. The player has to drop it and get off the field. So they essentially started to have to play man down there. And you could tell, even though the defense was there, they were not really set up with a slide, and he beats him to the inside and stands on the crease and is able to dunk that one in.
Tied at 2, 10:46 remaining in this first half. And the fight for the ball, that was DJ Brown for Notre Dame Prep going against Matzler. It's Corona ball out on the far side. Back to a tie ball game at 2, 10:30 remaining in the half. Corona out of Tempe. To the right side, Rowan Bird wearing number 7. Corona slowing things up. How long does it take to just go over and get a new stick?
Yeah, I mean, you tip in that case, he's probably running over and switching off with somebody. Most players will have a backup stick. That looked like it was a shaft that broke. So one of the things, especially at the high school level too, your backup stick may not be as good as your main game stick. So he might be over there trying to put it on a different shaft and salvage the head, which is the important part.
Is there a real comfortability with a stick
like a bat?
There
definitely is. Yeah, there's a lot of variables that go into the way your pocket is, how tight the strings are. And, you typically want to practice with your backup that's set up the same, but they don't get as much work. So sometimes it's just not as consistent to what you're used to. But again, that looked like it was the shaft that broke, so he could probably salvage the stick head.
Notre Dame with the ball. It's stolen away by Goyette. Goyette, he scored the last one. He fires. He's got 2 in a row. Goyette has given the Aztecs the first lead of the ball game. Corona leading 3-2, 9:29 remaining in the half. So Goyette with a steal there and scores.
Yeah, and that was a great play by that offensive player there. And unfortunately for the defenseman, that's not one he's going to want on his highlight reel. Kind of fumbled the ball there a bit, and then unfortunately lost his feet to that great move. So good offensive play there, and I'm sure that defender's going to want that one back. But good shot, good ride that turns into another goal, and Corona takes their first lead here.
Face-off at midfield, Corona leading 3-2. Caden Casey back out in a fight for the ball against Matzler. And Notre Dame Prep comes away with it. Over here to the near side, they get it to Stayer. Back on the far side, Saints with the ball. Racing up the far alley. The Saints getting it as they toss it around here to the near side. They get it to Bush.
We've seen a lot of the Corona offense in the second quarter. I feel like our first settled look here with the Notre Dame prep unit.
Notre Dame coached by Chris Malone. The first lead of the evening for Corona. They lead at 3-2, 8:45 remaining in the first half. Casey with the ball out on the right side, guarded by Bird. Caden Casey, he's a senior, one of the captains. Casey on the move. Gets it back out to DJ Brown, 19, and now on the move. And that shot is saved by Dominic Baker.
Good save by the goalie there.
Baker with a save, and that ball pops loose. Ground ball, who wants it? Picked up by Notre Dame prep, Andrew Stayer, quickly back the other way for the Saints. That shot ricochets away. Nick Sampson took that shot.
Another pipe for Notre Dame. That's at least our third or fourth of the game.
7:55 and ticking in the first half. It is 3-2 in favor of Corona. Consecutive goals by Wyatt Goyette. Quickly back the other way for Corona. It's Hunter Wilson. And we've got a whistle, and a timeout is called by Corona. Corona with a timeout with 7:40 remaining in the second quarter. 3-2 in favor of Corona. Consecutive goals by Goyette. Kirkhart had the first one, a pair of goals for Notre Dame prep. Higby and Cucci. What do you see so far?
Well, Corona right there, they're going to take a good time out here and get a chance to kind of talk through their offense. The benefit of these last two goals, but both coming off unsettled situations. So this will give them a chance to kind of see how they really want to attack 6-on-6. And in the same note, if you're the Notre Dame coach right now, Chris Malone over there, you're talking to your players, you're just telling them, take a breath here. We gave up these last two goals and kind of crazy plays. We had a little fumble and turnover in the clear. And then, the broken stick that caused us to kind of have an inadvertent man down. So get back to your defense, see how you want to play. One thing I'll be curious to keep an eye on is with Corona taking their time and really setting up a lot, starting in a circle, moving it around, if Notre Dame will continue to play back or if they'll do something to kind of force and put a little more pressure on the Aztecs so they don't have the ability to move the ball around as easily.
You said that Brophy was really laying it on Desert Vista. What was that score?
Yeah,
again?
So I did get a quick score update. It was 15-1 in the third quarter. So pending a historic comeback, a historic comeback of all time in lacrosse, I would say, unfortunately, for the Desert Vista fans who may be watching. It looks like it'll be Brophy as the opponent in the Friday night game, defending their consecutive state championships, which I believe is up to 4 now.
Yeah, 4, right.
So going for the 5th next Friday, and we'll see which of these two teams will get a chance at it. But I'm excited. We've got a close game here to call. That makes it a lot more fun for us.
7:35 remaining in the first half. 3-2 in favor of Corona. Corona with the ball out on the right side.
Yeah, they've got a little, again, kind of go with this invert look, keeping 2 short sticks behind now.
Inside, and that shot off the mark that time. Wyatt Goyette took that shot, couldn't get it to go.
It's a good heads up by Corona there. I mentioned that what Notre Dame's doing defensively there is going into a zone and sliding really quick to kind of force that inverted player to make a decision fast, and they're starting to now anticipate that and look to feed inside.
Johnny Ward up the right side. They get over to St. Clair, Notre Dame ball. St. Clair being guarded by Flanagan, I should say. Consecutive goals by Goyette of Corona has given them a 3-2 lead, 6:45 remaining in the half. Notre Dame ball. Got a substitution coming in. They get it back out top to Hawken St. Clair. Off to the near side to Zach Rossback.
You see Notre Dame now in a circle, moving the ball around. Both teams being methodical with their 6-on-6 offense.
Again, no shot clock. St. Clair on the move. St. Clair inside. He ties it at 3.
Notre Dame goal! Scored by number 7, Hawkins St. Clair.
So St. Clair scores the 3rd goal in the ball game for Notre Dame Prep. We are tied at 3, 6:12 remaining in the first half. Caden Casey will be the face-off man for the Saints against Corona and Kasdan Matzler. It's been pretty even on the face-offs,
Yeah,
I'd say.
I was going to say, good battle. And going back to that goal there, great individual effort to dodge. And again, good bounce shot that finds the upper part of the cage, that high bouncer. In that circle offense there, the Corona defense a little too spread out. So the slide guys who are trying to help adjacent aren't able to get there in time for that shot to get off. So look for that to be a coaching adjustment. Coach Rovinelli over there probably telling his guys they want to be packed in a bit tighter. You don't want somebody to be able to ISO against a circle like that so easily with no slide.
Matzler won that face-off for Corona. Corona with the ball. We're tied at 3, 5:40 remaining in the half. So a very tight matchup here. These two teams did play back on February 27th. Notre Dame winning 12-6.
Same here again, inverting with their short sticks, and Notre Dame content to let them do that with that other short stick behind as well, and they're going to play behind with the zone look.
Corona with the ball here on the near side. Get it back out top to Dunn. Over the right side to Drost. Some good defense by Notre Dame Prep.
Yeah, the other Notre Dame short stick there, pressing out to deny the ball for an easy pass. He doesn't want to let that two-man game get started.
Reshitar on the move. Goyette again. Knocked away by Casey.
He's got a tough matchup there.
Goyette fires and
Looks like that hit somebody, I think.
hits somebody and quickly back the other way for Notre Dame
It's going to be a
Prep.
fast break here. They got numbers.
And that one knocked away. It was Lawrence Pulaski. Ball knocked away. They had a fast break going there.
Yeah, good opportunity there. I think the long stick not as used to really shooting. Probably tried to put a little too much mustard on that one.
Notre Dame retains possession. We're tied at 3, 4:37 remaining in the half. Out top, Higbee. Back over to the right side to Rossback. On the move.
So same thing here. They're spread out.
Shot just misses to the right that time by Cucci, who had one of the 3 goals. Notre Dame retains possession. Back out top to Higbee. Higbee over on the right side. Again, mentioned he'll be going to Hofstraat on Long Island, New York. You're familiar with that area. You're from out there.
Oh, what a shot.
And that is on goal by Nick Sampson.
Scored by number 2, Nick Sampson.
So Sampson gives Notre Dame Prep a 4-3 lead. 3:51 remaining in the first half.
Nothing fancy there. That's just a big cannon with some juice on it there. Finds the low and away corner of the net. Great placement. Really tough shot for a goalie to get to, especially when you're head on. You got to cover the whole net there. Good individual effort.
Matzler for Corona against Caden Casey, and Matzler wins his second consecutive faceoff. Corona on the move, and that ball got away that time from Kirkhart.
It shows you how dangerous those face-off wins. They could turn into number situations there quickly. Unfortunately, not able to connect on the crease for Corona. Notre Dame will clear it.
Notre Dame on a 2-0 run here. They trailed at 3-2. Now they're in lead 4-3. 3:31 remaining in the half. Notre Dame quickly back the other way. Firing and just missing to the left that time was Ryan Driscoll. Notre Dame retains it. Here on the near side, Austin Bush. And we've got a whistle, and a timeout is called by Notre Dame Prep.
First timeout for each team now has been used. good time out there. I like that call. Settle it down, getting kind of close to the end here. Take advantage of drawing something up.
3:16 remaining in the half, 4-3 in favor of the Saints over Corona. Consecutive goals by Notre Dame Prep, St. Clair, and Sampson. The prior goals were Higbee and Cucci. The 3 goals for Corona, 2 for Goyette, 1 for Kirkhart. But Brophy, as far as the seeds go, Brophy, the number 1 seed against Desert Vista, the 4 seed, and I believe you said it was Brophy. The game started at 6:30, 15-1 Brophy. In here, Notre Dame Prep, the 2 seed, Corona, the 3 seed. So this is going to go down to the wire.
This looks like a great game so far. Both teams getting their chances, playing good defense. I think good offense. I don't think I've really seen anything, I'd say, poor or a team wanting to do better. It's just both teams kind of bringing the best they have and making plays when they have the opportunity to do so. We'll probably get a final on that Brophy game when we come back and start the second half here. But most likely, as you said, that'll be Brophy. So the winner of this game will face the Broncos on Friday. But for right now, they've got to get through this matchup, and both throwing some punches at each other, and a good little match here.
Yeah, that final will be at Arcadia High School. Imagine 7 o'clock again. The Brophy game started at 6:30. That's why they're a little bit ahead here, leading at least 15-1 over Desert Vista. Quite a tradition at Brophy. Have 4 consecutive titles as we speak.
They have been very consistent. You've got to give a lot of credit, especially when you talk about continued success on the Brophy coaching staff and the support program that they have there, to be able to consistently reload your team. There were a lot of seniors who graduated last year, and this has been just continuation of Brophy's success.
4-3 Notre Dame Prep, 3:16 remaining in the half, 4 12-minute quarters, no shot clock. Saints with the ball trying to add to that lead. They've scored 2 consecutive goals. Here to the near side is Bush. Back out to Caden Casey. And up top, tossing it left side, Higbee. And that knocked away. It's scooped up on the ground ball by DJ Brown. Notre Dame retains possession. Out top. Higbee again. Right side, Caden Casey on the move. Casey fires, and that is saved by Dominic Brown, the goaltender.
Off stick side high, made a good quick hand save there. Corona, no slide, and gives up that inside shot. So good save. That's 2, I think, we can call the goalie bailing them out.
Long toss over here to Andrews, and second timeout called by Corona. How about the youth programs around there? I mean, you come from New York, the East Coast, where lacrosse is very big, and it's been growing out here, but how about the lower levels? We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, it's something that we have tried to also get a little, I don't know if we had a little technical wire snag there. We're trying to really emphasize the importance of growth at the youth level. All these players that are successful in high school are typically playing when they're younger, and they get used to playing lacrosse. You play particularly when you've got good programs in a town. We mentioned earlier that, PJ, or actually I don't know if we mentioned on the broadcast, might have been before the game, but, PJ doing a lot of work with the youth programs down his area, with schools early on, to try to make sure that kids get sticks in their hands, they get exposed to the sport, because that's how you really build success at the high level. When you get an opportunity to play, especially when you've got kids that you play with for 5, 6, 7, 8 years because you grew up playing with them, it's only going to make you that much better when you get to the high school level. So both teams here, Notre Dame being a private school, a little different from them, tapping into some of the Scottsdale United youth programs and some other things.
Peter Rovanelli, the head coach, as you mentioned, at Corona, state champ with Chaparral 2011, I believe you guys said. 2:18 remaining in the half, 4-3 in favor of Notre Dame Prep. They've scored 2 unanswered goals.
Yeah, and let's see what Corona has. Same strategy here, starting out in this circle, so they spread out the Notre Dame defense and move it around. Let's see if Notre Dame does anything different defensively. So far, it doesn't look like it. And we'll see if Corona chooses to attack with that invert offense again still, or if they've drawn up something different out of that timeout.
Reshitar here on the near side for Corona. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the half, 4-3 in favor of Notre Dame Prep. Reshitar takes it all the way back behind everything, back to Wyatt Goyette, one of the top scorers for Corona. Goyette with a pair of goals tonight in the ball game.
You could see that player, Notre Dame number 4, trying to shuttle off that other attacker down below. Deny that pass. Don't let them get into the invert right away.
Goyette with the ball back out top again. Corona. They get it right side, now back behind the goal. On the move, dancing is Lorenzo Rivero, number 20, who's checked in. Rivero back out to Gregory Garcia.
Coming up on about 60 seconds left here. So at this point, Corona may continue to kind of move it around and hold for the last shot.
That'd be some good strategy. So 50 seconds and ticking in the half. Notre Dame Prep leading 4-3. Corona on the move. That shot is on goal that time by Rowan Bird, and we're tied at 4, 42.8 seconds remaining in the half. Rowan Bird scoring to tie it for Corona.
That was a great feed inside to a cutter, and he puts it right on his stick. Defense not able to make a play on it. It looked like they tried to maybe go for to intercept the ball there, and try to teach our guys, young guys at home, don't try to catch the ball. Just chop through his hands so they can't catch it. But that was a great feed to hit a moving cutter again. Puts it right on his stick and allows him to take that shot inside.
Caden Casey to face off for the Saints against Kasdan Matzler. Matzler has won the last 2 face-offs, and that goes back, and Corona has it. They've got it once again. It's Rowan Bird.
A big opportunity here to get a lead before half.
Off to Goyette, who has a pair of goals. He had 2 against Notre Dame back in February. 25 seconds remaining in the half. Corona trying to get into halftime with a lead potentially. So Matthew Offhaug, number 16, is checked in with some good defense. And that shot is saved by Braden Pulaski.
We got a timeout.
4.7 seconds remaining in the half. 4.7 seconds remaining in the half. We're tied at 4. Who called that timeout?
I think that was Notre Dame there. So
they've both called 2.
Yeah, that will be the last one here, and we'll see what they can do. It's not a lot of time, or it looks like they've adjusted the clock to 7 seconds. That gives you a little more to work with here. We'll see if they have a quick hitter play, some kind of clear setup for these types of situations where you need to try to get it down for a last-second shot. We used to have something like that back in my college days. I forget what we called it, but we had some clear setup for these types of situations, less than 10 seconds, and you had to get it down quick. So we'll see if they got something creative drawn up, or if they're just going to maybe give it to their fastest guy and see if he can just get down the field. The one thing you don't want to do is turn it over, so you just got to be careful. You don't want to have a sloppy clear and give up a momentum-killing goal if you're Notre Dame and you give it to the Aztecs here.
So they reset the clock to 7 seconds in the first half, tied at 4 goals for Notre Dame Prep. Higbee, Cucci, St. Clair, and Sampson for Corona. Bird, Kirkhart, and 2 by Goyette, who's one of the top scorers for Corona. Corona, of course, out of Tempe. Notre Dame Prep here, North Scottsdale, tied it for the winner of this ball. Going to be facing, well, we're guessing, obviously,
most likely,
Brophy's dominating.
We'll probably have that confirmation at halftime and be able to speak it as a fact.
The championship game will be at Arcadia May 1st this Friday, probably, I guess, 7 o'clock probably.
Yeah, 7 p.m. start at Arcadia.
So tied at 4, 7 seconds remaining in the half.
Yeah, I think he's just going to chuck it down there, it looks like. But I try to set something up, kind of like an inbounds pass, put a pick on somebody.
Throw all the way down. It's grabbed by Corona. Corona here on the near side. Andrews had it, and the clock runs out at halftime. We are tied at 4 here at halftime. Take a break in the action.
Everyone, go grab a nice drink, kick back, relax, and get ready for a highly anticipated second half.
And welcome back, everybody. Eric Anderson along with Jeff Lauer and Brian Patillo. We're tied at 4 as getting about set to start the third quarter, cooling off out here, a little bit higher altitude, a little bit. What are your thoughts for the might as well be 0-0 as we head to the third quarter?
Yeah, it's been two evenly matched teams. Talk about I like to use the boxing analogy sometimes, just two good fighters that have just been feeling each other out and taking a few punches and giving a few punches. Both, I think, taking their time on offense, being deliberate. We've seen some fast break goals. We've seen some, one thing we haven't seen, actually, now I'm thinking about it, we've not seen a penalty yet.
No.
Which I probably jinxed it. We'll get one right away. But no man up, man down. We've seen just two teams just evenly matched and continuing to battle. So I'm really excited for this second half here. We'll see what happens.
Caden Casey for Notre Dame Prep, Kasdan Matzler. The last 3 have been won by Corona, but that one is picked up by Notre Dame Prep. And over here to the near side, Johnny Ward.
Yeah, and even that right there, we talked about that at the beginning of the game. Good matchup to keep an eye on, and it's probably been close to even, it feels like, overall. So just another matter of both teams battling.
Nobody has had more than a 1-goal lead. We're tied at 4 as we're early into the second half. Over here to the near side to Sampson. Goals by Higbee, Cucci, St. Clair, and Sampson for Notre Dame Prep. On the move, Caden Casey has it knocked away. Dominic Baker, the goaltender for the Aztecs. Goals for Corona, 2 by Goyette, Bird, and Kirkhart had the other goal. Notre Dame Prep ball. Canigan on the move, back out top Sampson. They toss it around on the far side. That shot is on goal that time by Austin Bush. So Austin Bush gives Notre Dame Prep a lead, 5-4, 11:01 remaining in the third quarter.
Great individual effort. Another bounce shot, another high bounce shot there. So not sure if that might have been something that the Notre Dame coaching staff had on their scouting report as they approach. We've seen a couple shots beat the goalie that way.
Caden Casey for Notre Dame Prep, Matzler for Corona. The last one was won by Notre Dame Prep. Fight for that ball on the face-off. That is quite, you mentioned no penalties yet, and Corona off to the races. That down low and that shot off the mark to the right.
Oh, that was a chance there. A little fast break off the face-off.
Dunn missed it to the right that time.
Notre Dame player doesn't get the stick on the hands of the Corona player, and he's able to get the shot off, but misses it wide.
Caden Casey gets it over here. Matt Higbee. Notre Dame ball out on the left side. Back to Canigan. Been very evenly matched.
Again, methodical on offense.
Sampson fires and missed it to the right.
And that's a tough one there. Kind of taking that individual effort. Doesn't really draw a slide. Takes a shot from the outside. It's a little wide, no backup, so Corona will get it.
Dominic Baker, the goaltender for Corona, being harassed by Canigan. He takes it up the far side for Corona. So there's nobody back. He better get back to the goal.
Yeah, good clear, though. He controls it and finds the open guy across the field. So great job by the goalie there getting it down the field.
Corona with the ball. They trail it 5-4, 9:45 remaining in the third quarter. Back out top to Rowan Bird, who has one of the goals for Corona.
And I mentioned the coaching matchup here and strategy. I actually don't expect too many halftime adjustments. Notre Dame, again, I think 2 of those 4 goals they've given up. One was a fast break. One was that broken stick situation. So I think they're going to feel comfortable with their defensive strategy right now. But we'll see what Corona does to put pressure on.
Bird up top, covered by Stayer. Again, no shot clock. Knocked away. The ground ball is scooped up by Notre Dame Prep. It was Driscoll firing down, and it's picked up over there by Johnny Ward. Notre Dame Prep with the ball. On the move. Here on the near side, Higbee has it. Left side, back out to Higbee. 8:35 here and ticking in the third quarter, 5-4, Notre Dame Prep leading. Out to Sampson. Back out to Higbee.
Notre Dame in a little 1-4-1 look. Let's see, looks like they might be going. They're going to attack it from the wing here with the short stick matchup.
Higbee out on the far side on the move. Higbee fires. It is saved by Dominic Baker of Corona, and he tosses it down the middle of the field. Grabbed by Bird over the left side. Corona trying to tie it. Top, and that shot is good that time, and tying it is Kirkland. I should say Kirkhart with his second goal of the evening. We're tied at 5, 7:45 remaining in the third quarter.
The Aztecs pushing it there. Don't get anything on the initial pressure, but they're able to move the ball around still before they can really get set defensively, and there's just too much space there. That's an in-tight shot. Good delivery on target for the goal.
Might be a game of who scores last. Caden Casey for Notre Dame Prep in the white. Kasdan Matzler for Corona. Matzler scoops up that ground ball. Or check that, it was Tyree Baddeley who checked in and won that one. So Baddeley winning that face-off for Corona. Baddeley with the ball. We've got a whistle on the far side. There has not been a penalty. That is a timeout for Corona.
Good pressure there by Notre Dame, forcing them into that situation, having to take a timeout early. Not exactly what you want, knowing that you've got a close game here. You probably want to save those for the fourth, but in that case, you want to hold on to possession, take advantage of some momentum coming off that goal. So I could see why the coaching decision was made there.
3 timeouts per half, right?
Two
timeouts.
Yep.
You never know whatever sport it is. It's different.
Keep you on your toes.
So I think this is going to be a ball game that whoever scores last will win. We're tied at 5, 7:27 remaining in the third quarter. Tied at 4 at halftime. Goals by Higbee, Cucci, St. Clair, and Sampson in the first half. Bush here in the second half for Notre Dame Prep. For Corona, 2 apiece for Kirkhart, Goyette, and then Bird with a single goal. And the winner of this ball game will be playing Brophy. Brophy laying it on big time against Desert Vista. That'll be on Friday at 7 p.m. at Arcadia. Brophy going for their 5th consecutive state title.
Yeah, great run there, and both of these teams wanting a shot at it and battling right here tonight to get there. Both answering the bell once, again, I don't think we have a 2-goal lead early. Might have been the biggest margin that we had. It seems like it's been either tied or a 1-goal margin for the vast majority of the game here. So you mentioned it, who could score last, or we'll see again if teams get a little run going. Typically, across a game of runs, teams will go on 3-4 goal runs, and you kind of punch back a bit. Nobody's really had some extended scoring, but if you do get one of those runs, that might be the difference come the end of the game here.
Tied at 5, 7:27 remaining in the third quarter. Corona with the ball out on the far side. Reshader out on the far side. Reshader out on the far side. Now they get it to Evan Dunn, one of the top scorers. Over here on the near side, guarded by Higbee for Notre Dame Prep.
Yeah, he's got that short stick matchup, so they're going to invert him and attack. This is what we've seen. Oh, it's too easy.
Dunn on the move, and he scores his first goal for Corona, and Corona leading 6-5. 6:53 remaining in the third quarter. Evan Dunn.
And that's a tough matchup there. If you're Notre Dame, that's not the guy you want defending that player. And that's no shade to Higbee there, but that's a good offensive player on a short stick, and he's able to make one move, and there's no slide. So he gets an in-tight shot, beats the goalie there. Great individual effort, taking advantage of that matchup.
2 consecutive goals for Corona. Tyree Baddeley for Corona against Caden Casey. Fight for the ball. Ground ball is scooped up. Well, it's up in the air. For a moment, Johnny Ward had it, but we've got a whistle.
I think one of the Notre Dame players came out of the box early, which is an illegal procedure. Thought what you did, that player actually was going to get it in a stick, but ends up just kind of flipping it in the air. And
Corona ball down on the far side. He's the leading scorer for Corona, guarded by Caden Casey. 2 consecutive goals for Corona. They lead it 6-5, 6:26 remaining in the third quarter.
And they're going right back to the well here. Invert with that short stick again.
Flanagan with the ball. They get it back out top.
That time well defended. Notre Dame resets.
Bird thought about shooting. That shot is knocked away. Evan Dunn trying to get it again. Corona retrieves it, and they maintain possession.
Good save on that outside shot. Another one there, and those balls bounce up. Just check the offensive guy's stick down and let somebody else come in and get the ball.
Braden Pulaski, a junior of the fine goaltender for Notre Dame Prep. On the move, it is Bird. They get it inside.
Oh, good save. I think the goalie got a piece of that, unless he lost it there, but it was wide open on the crease.
Lawrence Pulaski got it in the corner for Notre Dame Prep. Off to the far side, a long toss. Up over midfield to Andrew Stayer. Stayer on the move. Sampson gets it down low. We've got a collision, no penalty called.
Good defense. That's a fast break there for Notre Dame, and if you're Notre Dame, you probably want to pull that trigger a little faster. But Corona right there, and when you have that little hesitation, they're able to close the distance and prevent a shot.
Andrew Richardson with some good defense for Corona. 4:50 and ticking in the third quarter. Notre Dame Prep trying to tie it. They trail it 6-5. Notre Dame on the move, and that shot is good that time by Sampson. Sampson's second goal of the evening. We are tied at 6, 4:40 remaining in the third quarter.
Story of the game here, just answering back, and great individual effort there. It's just speed. He takes off with speed, and defender throws a check but can't stay in front of him, so he's got all top side to come around with a good shooting angle there and no slide. Put some speed on that ball and ties the game up.
Johnny Ward now at face-off for the Saints. Baddeley had been there in the last time. That was Matzler, and he wins the face-off, picks up the ground ball over to the right side to Kirkhart, who has a pair of goals.
Well, going back to my statement about lacrosse being a game of runs, I think the one thing that prevents that from being the case is good face-off play for sure. So the balance there has been why I think we're seeing a lot of this counter-punching and good opportunities for both teams.
Corona has had an edge in the face-off department. Matzler's had a fine evening. Off to Dunn. Leading scorer for Corona. Dunn spins. Fires, has it knocked away.
Well, this could
Quickly
be a break
back the other
here.
way. Ward on the move for Notre Dame Prep. And Ward fires, and he gets it.
Oh, wow.
Scored by number 15, Johnny Ward.
So Ward gives Notre Dame Prep a 7-6 lead, 3:57 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah,
about that?
I mean, talk about a fast break. Last one, they execute well. They don't get the shot off down low. This time, the long stick comes down and just tries to uncork one from up top. They actually, I give credit to the goalies as a goalie. if you've listened to me talk about streams on these streams, sometimes that long stick is tough. You're not used to seeing that shot. That one looked like he even got checked. It probably came out of his stick weird. Tough goal to watch if you're Corona there. That goalie probably wants another shot at it.
Bird scoops it up for Corona. Off to the right side, Corona with the ball. It is Ethan McConnell down the right side. He got tripped, knocked away. Matt Higbee in the vicinity for Notre Dame Prep.
Violation on Notre Dame, push in the back.
I believe it was Higbee getting the motion in the back.
Yeah, and that will be, that's a tough penalty there. Not one you want to take.
Casey also checks out for Notre Dame Prep.
Well, now we'll have the first man up opportunity of the night for either team, and it'll be the Aztecs getting the chance here first, 6-on-5. Always a good opportunity to see what kind of schemes teams will draw up here.
Corona trying to tie it. They trail it 7-6, 3:20 remaining in the third quarter. 4 12-minute quarters. Ball is knocked down and scooped back up by Reshitar. Corona trying to tie it up. Goyette has it knocked away.
Yeah, that was close there. I think a little miscommunication. Notre Dame probably don't want that player coming up unguarded like that.
Reshitar out on the right side.
That penalty released. Quick 30 seconds there, so we're back to 6-on-6. So no shots on goal in the first man-up opportunity of the night.
Goyette with the ball. He's got a pair of goals, one of the top scorers for Corona. Working on Zach Rossback. Goyette. Some good defense for Notre Dame Prep. Goyette inside. He fires, and that's goal number 3 for Goyette. Tied at 7, 2:30 remaining in the third quarter.
Just good, consistent effort there by Goyette. You mentioned the good defense. It was good defense on that initial dodge. The slide comes. He's still got a short stick on him there, and he recognizes that he could just redodge and attack again because there's no slide now. So very heads-up play by the Aztecs there. And when that slide turns his back and isn't there, he's able to just walk right in. And then we're tied again.
Casey for Notre Dame Prep. Matzler for Corona. Matzler has had a very good evening. Who wants this one? Ball is loose. Notre Dame Prep. They come away with it here on the near side. Off to the races. It is Matthew Ofaug. Penalty marker comes in here on the near side.
Well, there you go. Now we'll have 2.
Casey with the ball for Notre Dame Prep off to St. Clair. On the move.
Oh, good save. That was...
Cucci trying to get it. A good save by Dominic Baker, Corona.
Yeah, and the defense, you want to see a slide to the body there, and they finally get it on that last defender who engages them and kind of slows him up for that shot, but that was looking like a good opportunity there.
Caden Casey with the ball for Notre Dame Prep, working on Bird. That shot misses to the right by Luke Hannigan, one of the captains, a senior for Notre Dame Prep.
Yeah, that was a good step down, trying to find low and away there. Knows he can let it go because if they miss it, they will get the penalty now. We'll see what the call was there. I don't know if I was able to see it.
Yeah, it appears it's going to come down to who scores last.
Yeah, so it looks like a cross-check if I can see the ref's motion from across the field here. So this will likely be a minute penalty, and this will be Notre Dame's first man-up opportunity. Corona unsuccessful in their 30-second penalty. Let's see what the Saints have.
Sampson with the ball, back out to Caden Casey. Casey to Sampson. The right side, they toss it around.
Skip.
That shot is on goal. It is Matt Higbee. Higby's second goal of the evening. It is 8-7 Notre Dame Prep, 1:05 remaining in the third quarter. Probably going to be who scores last.
Yeah, it looks that way, and that's just a good player who's an offensive threat, unleashing a hard shot there on man up. And I say it every time I get an opportunity again for the kids watching at home. Bounce shots are great. That was a great bounce shot. I mentioned before that's probably in their scouting report because they've seen a couple go in that way. They're continuing to attack the Corona goalie with that strategy.
Notre Dame Prep comes away with it here on the near side. Johnny Ward. Ward on the move. Back out top to Higby, who has a pair of goals tonight.
40 seconds left in the quarter here.
Sampson left side. Notre Dame Prep probably try to get this last shot with 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 8-7, Saints lead it. On the move is DJ Brown. 15 seconds.
Short stick defender here. Good matchup.
Sampson fires, can't get it to go. Knocked away by Dominic Baker. And that is the end of the third quarter. 8-7 Notre Dame Prep.
Yeah, it's a great save by the goalie there. You see the difference between that high bounce shot that they score on versus that time step down's got a lot of room and time, but shoots it high and the goalie's all over it. Helps keep that lead at 1 as we go into what should be an exciting fourth quarter here.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break in the action here. 2-minute break. 8-7 in favor of Notre Dame Prep. Start the fourth quarter, 8-7 Notre Dame Prep over Corona. Final 12 minutes of regulation.
We've had a great matchup here tonight.
Caden Casey against Matzler. Matzler's won the majority of them. This one is anybody's ball right now. Ground ball is picked up right side, Rowan Bird for Corona. Nobody is led by more than one goal in the ball game, so it's really anybody's ball game.
We've seen a lot of answering scoring opportunities, relatively even, although I think Corona's starting to get a little bit of an edge on faceoffs there, but that's contributed to the back and forth action here. Both teams, I think, just content to keep playing with the strategy they came in with. We've seen Corona do a lot of invert and attack that way with their short sticks.
Reshitar up top, guarded by Caden Casey.
here again, looking to attack. We'll see if he ends up taking it all the way behind, and they do go into that invert there.
Reshitar back to Goyette, who has 3 goals. On the move, that ball is knocked away. It was Flanagan.
Yeah, that's a shot, so it'll stay Corona there.
Corona ball, it's Evan Dunn who gets it in, guarded by Stayer. 10:40 and ticking. Goyette down low. That ball knocked up into the air. Some
big body
good
check
defense
there.
down there. Matt Higbee. Corona back out top. They get it to Rowan Bird. Bird on the move, spins, fires, and he's got it. Bird gets his 2nd goal of the evening. We're tied at 8, 10-18 remaining in the 4th quarter. So Rowan Bird ties the ball game at 8.
Yeah, and that's just a little tricky shot. He shoots it off the defender, so the goalie doesn't really get a clean look at it. Not anything too fancy there. Sometimes that just makes the difference, shooting it kind of right off his hip. Sneaks it past the goalie, and right away, tied again.
DJ Brown will do the face-off for the Saints against Kasdan Matzler, who's had a fine evening for Corona. Matzler had it for a second. Now Brown trying to scoop it up. They've kind of let him play as far as any penalties
Yeah, and
go.
I actually was watching on our delay here that body check that we saw before the goal, and yeah, it was just a great body check, and that's exactly what you want to do. Just put your shoulder through his chest.
DJ Brown fires, saved by Dominic Baker.
Yeah, that's probably not the offensive set that Notre Dame wants there.
Ethan McConnell gets it over here to Wyatt Goyette, who has 3 goals for Corona. 9:38 remaining in the 4th quarter. We're tied at 8.
Gotta wonder if the previous game against Boulder Creek with Notre Dame, knowing that they were in a tough situation, a tough battle, close game right through the 4th into overtime, is giving them a little more comfort right now, perhaps, at playing with this close margin here.
Corona with the ball out on the far side. Get it back out top to Connor Flanagan. Flanagan spins back to Goyette. Under 9 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter, tied at 8. Corona ball. Flanagan back on the right side. Flanagan on the move, fires. Missed it to the right.
The defender got caught on a pick there. I didn't know if they were going to call a moving pick. It was a little close. Yeah, they're going to see it there. That's interference. He kind of moves his hip out of there. I know the crowds don't like that, but they probably got away with one of that early pick as well, too.
Kirkard, I believe it was he with the pick. Notre Dame prep with the ball. We're tied at 8, 8:29 and ticking in the 4th quarter. On the move is Cucci. Off to the right side to Bush. Austin Bush. Back behind the goal, they get it to Luke Cannigan. They toss it around once again over to Sampson. Sampson with 2 goals tonight, as well as Higbee with 2. Back up top, St. Clair.
Taking their time, methodical here.
Back
Every
to,
possession starting to matter.
Back to Cucci. Here on the near side it is Bush spinning. Bush lost his footing for a moment.
Good individual defense.
Again, no shot clock. Unlike college, it had been 80 seconds and 60, but nothing here.
Yeah, it gives them a chance to really take their time here. And, that was a good play by Notre Dame there, recognizing he wasn't going to get a good dodge off there. Don't try to force anything. Just back out, keep possession, figure out how to attack from a different spot. Oh, good look.
Ground ball is picked up, and firing and drilling it home that time is Austin Bush.
That was good offense there. Talked about the patience of not forcing something difficult there. They then attack from behind. They actually had the crease guy open. He can't handle it. It goes through, and then inadvertently, I think the Corona player ended up kind of screening his goalie. So just difficult there, and the Saints take a 1-goal lead here in the fourth.
Bush with his second goal of the evening, 9-8. Saints lead it, 7:02 remaining in the fourth quarter. Face-off at midfield, Caden Casey against Matzler. Matzler wins that one. He's had a big evening. Corona ball out on the right side. Back to Evan Dunn. Nobody has had more than a 1-goal lead this evening. Sure, it's going to come down to whoever scores last. 9-8, Notre Dame Prep, 6:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. Over here to the near side to Rowan Bird. Back here to Connor Kirkhart.
And once again, going to stick with what's been working there for them, bringing the invert offense, short stick on short stick from behind.
Reshitar with the ball, guarded by Caden Casey. Approaching 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, 9-8 Notre Dame Prep. Reshitar out on the far side. And that ball knocked away. Some good defense by Ofong.
Yeah, good team defense there. Good check on the hands.
Notre Dame retains possession. Goyette over on the right side. Can really afford to take your time when there's no shot clock. 5:30 and ticking in the fourth quarter, 9-8 Notre Dame Prep. Corona trying to tie it up. Back out top, Flanagan. On the move over here is Dunn. Dunn all the way around, guarded by Misselbrook in for Notre Dame Prep. Approaching 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, 9-8 Notre Dame Prep. Winner will play Brophy for the championship on Friday at Arcadia.
Yep, here we go. Get invert look. Notre Dame in the zone behind. Good individual defense there. If your short stick can play good D there, makes it easy for you.
Knocked away. It is picked up by Notre Dame Prep. We've got a whistle. What was the whistle
I don't know,
for?
actually, what it was. So I think the rest are just going to talk through it here. I agree. I mean, you could see
Ward had it, and he was going to go off.
Yeah,
the
it looked
races.
like he deflected it there. I don't know what they would have called. And I know, but at the same time, I know the Corona coach was running down the sideline to get their attention there. So let's see what ends up being the call here. We've got more of our experienced officials here as we get into playoff type situations, and
yeah, they've done a good job.
Yeah, and getting to our semifinals here.
Whistle, possession goes to Corona.
Possession goes to Corona.
Yeah, so I'm going to guess that they're ultimately settled on it was, you know, an inadvertent whistle, and there is an alternate possession based on who wins the coin toss early. So when there is a situation like that, it goes to that. In this case, I'm assuming that's what they did. We're going to end up with Corona having the ball, so they get a little bit of a break, I would think, since it looked like Notre Dame was going to probably get away with taking it down the field there.
So Corona retains possession, 4:40 remaining in the fourth quarter, 9-8 Notre Dame Prep. Corona did catch a break there, retaining possession. Spinning is Rowan Bird. Get it inside. Goyette scoops it up on the ground ball.
Oh, man, you got to body somebody there. Well, they get bailed out. Corona steps in the crease.
Notre Dame possession.
So it'll be Notre Dame prep ball. 4:15 and ticking in the fourth quarter. They get it off to Stayer. Stayer on the move for the Saints. Off to the right side, Caden Casey.
Big possession here. You don't want to get away from your offense completely in a close game here. But you do want to start to be mindful of the clock.
3:50 and ticking in the fourth quarter, 9-8 Notre Dame prep. They've got the ball.
Yeah, Notre Dame's got to feel good if they can take about a minute off here and extend the lead. And on the other end, Corona, you still got a lot of time left still, so you don't have to do anything too crazy defensively until you get down to about 2 minutes probably.
Again, no shot clock in high school, so they can take it down as long as they want.
Yeah, and that's what they seem to be content to do right now, staying in this circle offense and just moving it around. If they do continue to really kill it, you get down to about 2 minutes, you may see the Aztecs start to lock off those adjacent players, but Notre Dame coming into their set now, so it does look like they still want to stay.
Higbee scoops it up over to the far side. On the move, and that shot a little bit high that time by Cucci. 2:55 remaining in the fourth quarter.
That was a
Notre Dame.
Tough one. So Corona, no real slide to the body. He gets right on top of the crease there, shoots it wide. Notre Dame backs it up, but his follow-through, he stepped in the crease, and that's going to give it to Corona now. I wouldn't be surprised if we may see a timeout here.
I would not be surprised either.
See.
Corona with the ball. Drost over on the far side. Back up top, Flanagan. Lost it for a moment, back to Bird.
So actually, you know what? I take that back because Corona, I believe, only has one timeout left.
Yeah, they have one. Notre Dame has two.
I take that back. If they had two, I wouldn't have been surprised to see one there, but he's going to want to hold on to that. It's one goal game now.
9-8 Notre Dame, 2:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. Notre Dame's last ball game went into overtime last Friday against Boulder Creek. And they won it, of course, 8-7. 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, 9-8 Notre Dame prep. Corona with the ball over here. It's Gregory Garcia guarded by Rossback.
We're under 2 minutes here now, so got to be mindful. You don't need to force it yet, but Corona needs to tie it up.
Shot off the mark that time, and Bird goes down.
I lost a shoe there.
So
I don't know
Bird,
if the coach sees that he's their man down right now because he's got to get off the field with his
Bird
cleat.
lost his shoe. Corona remains in possession. Minute 25 and ticking in the fourth quarter. 9-8 Notre Dame prep. Things getting very interesting.
Well, this is it here. You got to imagine as we close in on almost 60 seconds that this will be an opportunity to end it if you're Notre Dame.
Notre Dame with some good defense. Goyette over here on the near side.
Oh, he's got his hands free there.
He has 3 goals. He fires and he gets it. Goyette with his 4th goal of the evening, and we're tied at 9. Right at about a minute remaining.
Well, we got an exciting one here, and like I said, that pick is good. Disrupts the initial defender on him, and then the slide with the defender, he just kind of goes in for the body, which you want to slide to body. You hear me saying that, but you've got that long stick. Lead with your stick. Get your stick on his hands. In this case here, he was able to shoot it, and that's the tying goal.
Tied at 9. 60 seconds remaining in regulation. Caden Casey wins the face-off. Notre Dame with possession.
Notre Dame choosing also not to take a timeout. Feel like they can get their guys on and confident here.
They've got 2 timeouts. Higbee with it up top.
He'll probably hold it unless he sees some trouble. There it is.
Timeout, Notre Dame.
Notre Dame with their first timeout. Corona has called one, so each with 1 left. 38 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Tied at 9. What type of strategy would you use?
Well, It's a good question here. You got about 38 seconds. I think if you're Notre Dame, if I'm in it, I do want to try to make sure I'm getting the last shot here. I don't think I want to kind of push something too early, lose it, and then go down, especially because you just gave up the tying goal. Maybe a little different if you were the one that tied it. Momentum's a little different, but you don't really want to give them another opportunity here. So I wouldn't be surprised. 38 seconds. They might move the ball around once, get into your set, attack with about 20 seconds left. Try to put the game winner on here before you go into overtime again. But you know what? I said it earlier in the broadcast. The Saints, just in their other game, were used to this and went through this moment. So for those kids out there, they know what it feels like to be tied in the fourth here and get ready to go through fourth. So I said it before. Sometimes those close games, you look at it as something right now where if I'm the Notre Dame coach, I'm telling my guys, hey, we've been here and we just did this before. We could do it again.
Last Friday, it was a tight ball game. Notre Dame Prep beating Boulder Creek 8-7, coming from behind, winning in overtime. So they have been there before. Last Friday, we're tied at 9, 38 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Notre Dame with the ball. They'll start it on the far side.
And looks like they are going to try to make sure they attack with only so much time left.
Sampson with the ball out on the far side. 20 seconds and ticking in the fourth quarter, tied at 9.
See, about maybe 15 he'll start to attack. Yep.
Sampson on the move. Fires. It is saved by Dominic Baker. 6 seconds. Scooped up by Higbee, and Notre Dame Prep, and the clock is stopped.
I think he probably called a timeout again. So they'll probably put us, I want to say maybe 4 seconds back on the clock, which we saw it kind of at the end of the half. You get that chance to maybe fire one down there on the crease and kind of turn around quick and shoot. I'm not sure. But we'll see. 10 seconds.
Now they put it to 10 seconds.
That seems like a lot. There is an official who is over there on the bench or by the scorer's table. So I know that the Aztec fans are not agreeing with that. But, again, there should be an official over there thinking, 4.5. That looks better. The away fans giving it to us a little bit, thinking I'm working the clock, but no, it's good. Good excitement here. Love to see the passion from our fans in this league here. So that looks about what I expected. 4.5 seconds here. So I'd be trying to run like a little basketball inbounds play. I'd put like 2 guys as a pick, run somebody off it, fire it in there onto the crease, and they'll just try to turn and shoot.
4.5 seconds. Back onto the clock, tied at 9 here in the fourth quarter.
Timeout, Corona del Sol.
So Corona calls their second and final timeout. Notre Dame Prep out of timeouts. So you think that was about right? 10 seconds would have been too much.
Yeah, I think that was probably just the scorer's table putting something up in the meantime. But like I said, we've got a good officiating crew here and supporting with a fourth official who's over there by the scorer's table. We actually talked about that from a league decision-making standpoint if we wanted that for the semifinals, and I'm happy that we made the decision to do that as make sure that when we get to these close situations, we've got an unbiased pair of eyes over there working with the clock. So 4.5 seconds, and that I like that timeout there from PJ, the coach. Just you put Notre Dame out there, you kind of see how they're going to line up, and then you could call a timeout and now talk through what you saw, or even give them now a different look than what you did.
So 4.5 seconds remaining on the clock here in the fourth quarter. We're tied at 9. Notre Dame Prep with the ball on the far side. So they'll get another shot here.
Oh, yeah, he got one on Cage there.
Sampson took a
Good
shot.
save.
Missed it to the right. Dominic Baker with the save, and we'll have overtime. Tied at 9 as we go to overtime. They did get that shot off,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. I was surprised because it looked like it was actually pretty well defended there. He did not get a clean look, but it is something that you don't necessarily practice a ton if you're on offense there in those situations, especially getting it all the way up top. Maybe if it was an end line play, it's a little different. Well, we'll go to overtime here, and this will be sudden death. So first scorer will end the game. Keep saying it. Notre Dame, been here before against Boulder Creek. So if I'm the coach, I'm telling them that, hey, we've done this. We know what we need to do. And if I'm Corona, I'm saying the same thing. Hey, we just stopped them when they had that final possession. We feel confident in our defense if they get it. Let's go out there and win this face-off and give our offense a chance to win the game here. This is a big face-off. We'll see what they roll out at the face-off X, and then if how the Wings defend. But this is exciting, and what a great semifinal matchup we've had here. I think a great game for everybody in the stands watching. Great experience for the players here playing under the lights. Beautiful weather. I think our broadcast has been going pretty well,
yeah.
And people watching at home are getting to see a good, exciting game. And we will see what happens here as we get into overtime.
The winner will play on Friday night, May 1st at Arcadia against Brophy, who blew out Desert Vista early on tonight.
Yeah, we don't have a final exact score, but can comfortably say that Brophy won.
So Caden Casey will be the face-off man for Notre Dame Prep. He won the last one. He'll be going against Kasdan Matzler for Corona, who's won the majority of the face-offs tonight. It is sudden death overtime. We're tied at 9. So the first score wins, and we'll go to the championship.
A lot of pressure for these young men out here. A lot of seniors out there.
So Casey against Matzler. Matzler for Corona. Casey for Notre Dame Prep on the face-off. Matzler has it for Corona.
Now we'll see. Yeah, I was about to say, we'll see if we get an early timeout. It typically tends to be the strategy in overtime. For a lot of teams, maybe you win that face-off, you get it, call timeout right away, get your best guys out there, draw a play up, try to end it on your first possession. So we will see. Now Corona gets a chance. Notre Dame did have their chance to end it. They took that ball over, about 60 seconds, well, a little more than that even when they started that final possession. Corona was able to shut the door. Let's see if Notre Dame can do it now in a similar situation here.
Notre Dame having the overtime win last Friday, beating Boulder Creek. So you mentioned they won 8-7, so they just had, this is their second consecutive overtime ball game. But winning that face-off was huge for Corona, and
absolutely
call that timeout right away. So it is sudden death. Whoever scores first.
That'll do it. That'll be the end.
So you get your best players on the field. Well, how many timeouts do you get? Well, overtime just keeps going.
They'll do 4-minute periods. They'll swap sides. But yeah, you'll get one timeout per period.
So the strategy is calling that one right away if you win the face-off.
That typically tends to be the case. Some teams like playing up tempo and pushing it, and they're going to be confident in their guys making that. But I tend to think at the high school level, it's worth it to call the timeout so everybody knows what play you're going to run. You say what you're going to do. Are you going to move it around once? Are you going to run your play right away? What set are you in? They're going to go over all that. And we'll see if they go with that invert again, which has been what they've done. Right now, so far not.
Corona with the ball. They'll try to win it at a sudden death overtime, tied at 9. The first goal wins. Over to the right side is Evan Dunn.
These are big moments. These are tough to practice and replicate for.
Off here to Harrison Reshitar. Working on Casey. Back to Dunn.
Good defense there so far.
Dunn on the move, fires, and it is saved to the right by Braden Pulaski.
An opportunity there. Got top side. Let's see if they do the same thing.
Higbee with the ball.
And they are going to do the same thing there. So
Notre Dame Prep calling a timeout. 3:03 remaining in the first overtime, tied at 9.
yeah, well, we got quite a game here, and the defense for Notre Dame answers their first challenge of overtime. Good defense there. They forced that shot with the player moving away with a good slide. Goalie is able to make a save. They clear it, which is also a lot easier said than done. A lot of pressure on that clear, but they get it, and they're going to do the same thing here now. Let's see what kind of play Coach Malone is drawing up there. And then the Aztecs, we'll see if they can answer with a defensive stop of their own.
So 3:03 remaining in the fourth quarter. Let's hear your mic a second. I didn't.
Got me now?
How, Jeff, is the mic all right are you hearing Brian? Are you hearing Brian? It just sounded.
Oh, all right.
I'm not hearing you, I guess.
You know, our press box is shaking a little bit with the crowd noise and action, so maybe they jarred a wire loose, but good. Like I keep saying, just great night for lacrosse.
Ladies and gentlemen, get loud for your sake! Notre section, get loud!
The PA announcer talking about the students. It's always good to see student peer support in these games.
Special shout out to Doug for all the chants this game.
So 3:03 remaining in the overtime period. Both teams have called timeouts. The first score wins. Tied at 9. Over here on the near side, it is DJ Brown, 19, back out top.
Yep, and I like that. Start that circle, give it a look. Now you know where you're going to your set. They're going to attack the short stick here.
Brown on the move. On the bounce, picked up by Higbee. Back to Brown. Sudden death overtime. Brown marches back to the left side.
Right back to what they try to get is wing dodge on the short stick.
Brown on the move, working on O'Connell. It's fired, and it is good. So McConnell wins it for Notre Dame Prep. They win it 10-9, and Notre Dame Prep is on to the championship. They will take on Brophy Friday night at Arcadia. There was the replay once again there.
Yeah, we'll see. There we go.
DJ Brown, I believe.
Yeah, but what an excitement game.
So Notre Dame Prep wins their second consecutive overtime, and this one winning 10-9 to go to the championship ball game Friday night against Desert Vista at Arcadia. So we'll wrap it up here. Again, an exciting overtime win for Notre Dame Prep. For Brian Patello, Jeff Lowry, I'm Eric Anderson. Enjoy that victory tonight. See you on Friday night.